Hey y'all. So, I usually have been a bit of a person who likes to build stuff and all that, and I've ran into a roadblock. So, if you're familiar with Raspberry Pis, um, this is a Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. Um, Now, this wouldn't be an issue if the software was a little bit more better, or if there's a better OS out there that I can run on this thing that doesn't require me having to go into all these boot files that I don't even know how to access half the time just to rotate the screen. Well, I managed to do that, but it did not rotate the touch function. You can actually go into the actual menu on these, go to Preferences, Screen Configuration, and it will show up with a few different options, and you select, the configure screens DSi1 and operation, and it will give you normal, right, inverted, left. So it will allow me to normally operate the screen by inverting it, but here's the problem: it doesn't invert the touch functionalities. It just stays the same, like if it was the right upside down. Now, this would be able to be mitigated if I wouldn't have to go through all the software if the case was actually the right way round to begin with, which is highly ridiculous considering most of these cases the screen's upside down. What gives? Why didn't they make the screen the right way, the case the right way round so you didn't have to flip it? It would have made much more sense to have the screen up the right way instead of upside down to begin with the case, so you didn't have to program it to go up the right way. I could fix that with hardware if there were cases that were built the right way round. Otherwise, I'd have to do some heavy modifications to the case in order for this to fit up the right way. So it's, I can't use it. I can't sit this down to use it as a screen upside down. I have to go through all these settings just to change, I can get it to go up the right way, but I can't get it to go also with the touch function, which is really ridiculous. Which, leads me on to the last thing, is that all the videos that show how to flip these are all outdated. They're all old videos that don't explain how to do it in 2021 because I've changed the software settings. How are you supposed to fix that? If all the videos that show it are just all old, outdated videos that were running the different OSs back in the day. I'm left kind of stumped with that one. Either I buy a case that's specially made so that I don't have to rotate it. It's like, another $30 or $20. Or I have to find some other OS that can support touch functions with the Pi 7 screen that isn't going to completely run this thing to the ground when it comes to performance issues, which have been something I've heard about. So, yeah. And you're wondering why I'm using this? I don't like any smartphones or anything. I don't like them. I want myself my own portable computer that I don't have to worry about carrying a keyboard and mouse with. I just want to have something that I can carry around that's got a touchscreen. That isn't a phone. That I can able to upgrade the memory space. I can able to use whatever system I want on it. But unless there's a freaking proper, the drivers are a bit more easy to use when it comes to, configuring them to rotate the screen along with the touch functionality, it's pretty much useless until that's fixed or something's, made more easier to an option. They've got an option there to rotate the screen, but not the touch functionality, which is a very big shame, to be honest, because you just got it like, this close, and you thought, oh, I've got it, and then you look at it one last time, it's not. It's really frustrating. Now, I've been at this thing for almost over a month now, trying to rotate that screen. I thought I had it by taking a DSI cable, one of these little ribbon DSI cables, rotating the Pi on the back of the screen so that it could sit upright. That works if you don't have the case. But when it comes to actually rotating the actual screen and putting it in the case, it doesn't fit. Which is a downright shame, because then you can't frickin' have it properly secured in a case to protect the actual Pi from damage. And so you can have a fan on it to keep it from overheating. It's a shame that I can't just use a dollar, strip to rotate it and have it fit in there still. So it's pretty much useless. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got against this. It's just, it could be either a hardware thing that could be solved by simply making a proper case, or a bit of simple software editing that could be made easier just by, making an option. If there is a better OS out there that's a bit more easy to use, fairly basic, it can use, as I'm not someone who knows a lot about coding. I try to understand as much as I can, but there isn't a lot to understand when you can't fix it yourself.